Hi, my name is Miss Yvonne 1. Welcome to my class. Today we're going to learn about abstract art. Abstract art is art that does not attempt to represent an accurate depiction of a visual reality, but instead use shapes, colours, forms and gestural marks to achieve its effect. Here is a bunch of paintings by Jackson Pollock, who is most famously known for creating abstract works of art using paint splatters. His artwork is worth around $58 million, and it is highly valued by many art collectors around the world. Abstract art can be very fun and can be a very powerful way of expressing your feelings, values and beliefs and the way you perceive the world. I would also like to show you a few examples of my artwork that uses abstract art techniques to add energy and value to a creative piece of art. In today's class, you will learn ways to experiment with different mediums so that you can create wonderful mixed media abstract art in future pieces of works. Today we are going to experiment with different mediums. The art supplies that you need today include Sumi E ink, Sumi E ink brush, paint palette, rice paper, acrylic paint, acrylic brush, watercolors, and a glass of water. In addition to this, I would like you to have a bunch of leaves of different sizes and shapes so that we can experiment with different techniques of depicting nature. So let's get started. So one way of depicting nature is by creating imprints of the object. So I'd like you to put 3 drops of Sumi E ink into the paint palette like this. Take a brush and paint the leaf like so. Next I'd like you to push it down to see the texture that you can create using a lot of black ink. Next I'd like to repeat this process with less ink. The purpose of doing this is so that you can learn how much ink to put on the leaf for the effect that you would like. So next I would like you to take another leaf and use the brush to paint around the leaf. So this is an inverse way of depicting a leaf. Next I would like you to dilute the Sumi ink so that you can learn the difference between using concentrated ink and diluted ink on paper. Next I would like you to take the red acrylic paint and create a leaf imprint like this. You can see the texture is slightly different. Next I'd like you to repeat this using less ink like so. Next I'd like you to experiment with yellow like this and then blue like this. Next I'd like you to mix blue and yellow together to create green and then create a leaf imprint like so. I'd like you to continue experimenting with these new techniques using any colour you like. You can create brown or purple using blue and red. Next I'd like you to experiment with the watercolours by applying it on the leaf and pushing it down to create imprints and creating the inverse effect also. You can also draw a leaf on the page like this. Next I'd like you to learn how to create splatter effects on the page by holding the brush backwards and releasing it to create a controlled splatter. Another method you can use is by flicking the paintbrush onto the paper. Next you can create shapes and patterns on the page like this, creating an abstract effect. And there you have your completed abstract painting. Don't forget to add your name and year on the art. This concludes today's class. I hope you had fun. See you next week.